Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Lily, aka Lipstick is my love, and today's video is gonna be a bit different. I've decided to do a video today on not makeup. It's on conspiracy theories, and I am a huge fan of conspiracy theories. I love all that kinds of stuff, and I was just doing some research and just looking some stuff up today, and I was like, you know what, I really want to film this because there's one specifically that I am, at the minute, that I'm very like, oh my god, this is insane. So I thought I'd just film a video and share it with you guys. I'm still going to be doing makeup and that on my channel, but I just thought, because I'm that invested in this, I want to film a video because I thought it'd be fun, you know, and something different for you guys. Right, I'm going to stop my rambling and let's get into today's video. Before we start, I just want to point out that obviously this isn't my usual makeup and that, so if you have like little kids watching, there's nothing graphic. I'm not putting any pictures up or anything, but if you're a parent, if you'd prefer just to watch this first before letting your kid watch it, I'm just saying that now so that no one comes, you know, comes for me like, why did you post this, children watch it. I'm just letting you know if you want to watch it first. Yeah, but right, let's get started. So this first one is, it's kind of, there's a lot to it, and it's kind of like, oh my god. Okay, it's basically, it's kind of, we'll say the 27 Club. Okay, now that is basically a group of people, famous people, mainly musicians that all died when they were 27 years old. And there is so many, it's really quite weird, that when they're all 27, and they're all famous people. I'm guessing obviously non-famous people probably have as well, but there's so many famous people, mainly musicians, that died when they were 27 years old. People like Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Amy Winehouse, you know, Sahara Davenport, Kurt Cobain, were all 27 years old when they died, which obviously you're like, okay, but it happens, people die young, like, you know. You start reading more into it and you're like, well, that's a bit, hold on. So let's go back to the beginning. So in January 17th 1892, Alexandra Levy died when he was 27 years old. He was a composer and a pianist and a conductor, and he is the first person to have been recorded to be in this like 27 Club. So he was the first person, and that was in 1892. We then have Louis Chauvin, who passed in 1908, and then again 27. And then the next person, this is where it gets interesting, and this is where I got really invested, and I was like, this person is Robert Johnson, who was 27. He passed August 16th 1938, and he was a blues singer and musician as well. And you might have heard of Robert Johnson, because for me, I feel like it's not a big thing, but he's probably known for this kind of, we'll call it a myth, but we don't know. So conspiracy, there you go. He lived on a plantain in Mississippi, I believe, and he had a really big desire to become a blues musician. It says that this one night he was told to take his guitar to a crossroads near Dockery Plantation at midnight, if that's not creepy enough. And then he was met by a large man who he would later find out to be the devil. So the devil took the guitar and like tuned it, and basically he played some songs on it, and then he gave it back to Johnson and gave him like the gift of the instrument, so he could play it, so he was like brilliant at it. This was basically a deal with the devil, which mirrors the legend of I think it's Faust, which is basically the guy that was just fed up with life, made a deal with the devil, sold his soul, and mastered, like, well, just gained a load of knowledge and intelligence. So basically, in exchange for his soul, Johnson was able to create the blues, for which he became famous for. So that in itself is quite, like, insane. But then it starts to think of, okay, well, if Johnson did this, say if he did sell his soul to become famous, and then you start thinking you've got all these other people on this list who are all famous, and they all died when they were 27. So what if all of these people made a deal? Like, Robert Johnson had a song called Crossroad Blues, and that was in 1936. And then in 1937, Hellhound on My Tail. Hellhound on My Trail. Like, if that's not, like, you know. And then his death is unknown. It basically said it was put down to poisoning, but people don't actually know. And someone said that they found him, like, during his death, like, convulsing and just, and I'm like, well, what if he knew a hellhound was coming for him, or something, you know, was coming for him, but nobody else could see it? They could just see this happening, so nobody else knew. Honestly, like, it's just, that's insane to me. It's the songs, Crossroad Blues, Hellhound on My Trail, they're in 1936 and 1937. Like, it's just, I don't know, that one just really gets to me. The deaths aren't just simple, oh, heart attacks or that. There's something either unknown or, I mean, Anton Yelchin, who played Chekhov in the Star Trek, the reboot series, his cause of death says accidental blunt traumatic asphyxiation. He was crushed between his car and his gate right outside his home. Like, how does that happen? How does that happen? That is insane. Like, please let me know what you think of everything I just said, because I honestly, when you start, like, oh, you've got the 27 club, like, there's loads of people, like, yeah, okay, but then you think, well, hold on, this supposedly happened to Johnson, and then you start thinking about it more, and you're like, well, it honestly creeps me out, that does. Right. This next one is, it's out there. It's been out there for ages. I think everyone's got an opinion on this. Basically, the moon landings were fake. That's the title. So obviously, people just don't believe that we've been to the moon. Loads of people believe that the US government and NASA faked the moon landing on July 21st, 1969. In order to win the space race, after the Russians had successfully launched the first man into space in 1961. And it's claimed that the Apollo 11 astronauts, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, never actually set foot on the moon, and that all the footage that was on the television was filmed in a studio. And because they can point out mistakes in the photos that were taken from the Apollo missions, which, you know, people have noticed certain things and then been like, well, that can't happen in space, that can't happen in space. And then there was another thing which people were like, the last time we went to the moon, which was 1972, we haven't been back because people have said, well, this is quite creepy, because we found something out there. You know, like, there was something else there and we haven't been back since, because there was something, like, aliens, we found aliens, basically. That's why we haven't been back. And people are like, oh, we destroyed the technology. And I'm like, well, Why would NASA destroy all that technology? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So something's happened there. That's my opinion. You know. Again, these aren't facts. These are just opinions. They're just things people have said. You know, you can make your own choices. Right now, this is probably maybe one of the most famous conspiracy theories out there, and it's the Roswell incident. Basically, in 1947, a flying saucer was supposedly seen hurtling into Roswell, into the Roswell site in Mexico, and it's probably one of the most famous alien legends ever. And then it was basically shortly after that, the military announced in a press release that they had found remains of an alien, like a crash flying saucer in the desert. But then the next day they retracted that statement and said that it was just parts of like a US damaged Air Force balloon. And I'm like, well, why would you straight away say, oh yeah, it's a flying saucer, and then be like, oh no, it's just, like, why would they say that in the first place? You know, unless they actually did find something and were like, right, we need to say it's something else. Otherwise people are going to be like, you know, what is it? What did you find? And then you've got people who later claimed that they saw like alien bodies within a crashed craft, which is just mad. Because it is like, why would they say they saw something if they didn't, and then be like, oh no, actually it was this, unless they're trying to cover something up. Alright guys, I think that's all I've got for you today. Please let me know if you want to see, you know, me do this more, or if there's any that I didn't mention that you want me to kind of get more information on and talk about. And if you want to see more, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will be resuming my normal makeup videos, but I'm also going to throw in maybe a couple of these, maybe a couple non-makeup related things. I just got really excited about doing this because it's something I'm very interested in, so I thought I'd pass it to you guys, you know, just see what you think. So again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a video. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, evening, whatever you're doing, and I will see you on my next one, guys. So take care, guys. Bye.